Hello, guys. We're coming at you. Murder Shade every Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern Time. We got something special today. We have this balloon suspended above us, which tells you what type of child we're having.
The gender?
Type. Could be boy, could be girl. And we have a fabulous dinner here. First off, I want to show you this because it's a surprise, and I was very impressed with how it turned out. This, look at this. This is grilled paneer.
It looks amazing.
See those grill marks? It's just a big block of paneer I put on the grill. And then we have 2 duck breasts. I thought it was just one big one, but it's actually 2.
Oh, that could have been like enough for both of us.
Yeah, this is a lot. We'll have leftovers for tomorrow. What's going on, guys? Whoa, almost 900 people. This might be a record. I don't know if you've ever
I think it's because of the gender reveal, though.
Probably. We'll do it soon here.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second, and then you guys can leave and go back to your families.
I don't know if we've ever hit 4 digits here. But my case today, it's intense, it's elaborate, a lot of possible things. I think you guys are really going to like it. It's one of my favorite cases. And in honor of our gender reveal, which we're having a baby, we're doing cases about babies.
Children. I'm not having a baby.
A lot of people saying girl or boy. Seems to be pretty divided.
I think most people are saying, like, from looking at me, I guess you can, like, tell, like, the shape of my tummy, the way I'm glowing. But a lot of people are saying girl.
Yeah.
So you told them what we have here?
Yeah, I'm having a duck breast here. And we got a steak, too.
And then I'm having just a really small salad. It has lettuce, pumpkin seeds,
Duck breast.
tomato, and cheese.
And the duck breast has the most delicious fat on top. I don't know if you guys have ever had one. Kind of hard to find them. Dun, dun, dun. A lot of people saying team boy. When should we reveal it? I don't want to make it like too dramatic. I feel like it's going to be kind of anticlimactic, actually.
Yeah. You can do it now.
Oh, and then I got this sauerkraut on the side, too.
And your Zevia?
And a Zevia, and I'll probably have a little chocolate after.
I want to try this paneer.
Okay, people are saying now. Try
Okay.
the paneer, then reveal it.
Okay.
First, she's going to taste the paneer. Whoa, we're at 4 digits. 1,100 people. Dang.
So we should do the reveal. Okay.
We'll do it pretty. No, you got to hold the viewers hostage. Keep them waiting. Bury the lead.
Paneer's really good. You
Is it
shouldn't
good?
season it at all.
Oh, I didn't season it. I just threw it on. It's usually salty, though, isn't it?
Paneer's very lightly salted. It's super good, though.
If you guys don't know, paneer is an Indian cheese, and it's used a lot of times in vegetarian recipes in place of meat. It's pretty good. I used to love this paneer tikka masala burrito I would get in San Francisco.
That's good, right?
It is good.
Okay.
This line right here is revealing the gender of our baby. Are you going to reveal?
Yeah. This is the most climactic way we could think to do it.
Yeah. Here it is. Do it.
Oh, it's going to drop.
Hopefully this...
Yay, it's a boy!
There we go.
We're excited. I think we've been excited either way, but
Yep.
the more and more we've been thinking about it, there are definitely pros and cons to both.
Maybe I can just tie this here so anyone coming late, they can just see what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay! So we're gonna have a little boy in videos and stuff, which is exciting.
Just gotta milk our child for all he's worth as far as the views go.
No, we will not.
And if you guys don't know what this is, thank you for all the congratulations. We appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
really, really appreciate it. I know that was pretty anti.
We appreciate that you guys would actually even care.
Yeah.
But if you're new to this is, we don't really talk too much about keto. We tell crime stories.
Yeah. Can
Which
you
are
cut
fun.
a little steak for me?
Yeah, you know, just like how much?
Just a little piece. Just want to get a little bit of everything. Julia's got a haircut. Come here. Come here. Come show everyone your haircut.
Oh yeah, Julia's looks great.
Oh, he's gonna be have a little brother.
And we're going on a road trip tomorrow.
Yep, we'll be vlogging. We're driving down to Savannah, 4 hours.
Luckily, boys mature in about 28 years. That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm gonna
I'm
be
just-
nervous. Like, what if we have the bully?
The bully? What if we have a kid who gets bullied too? I think gets bullied. I don't know. I think bully is even worse, right, than getting bullied.
I would say so.
I don't know. I mean, they're both bad, I guess. Does Matt only own 2 shirts? A good question.
You would say that about both of us.
I actually own probably like 30.
Yeah.
Everyone just has their shirts they like the best. They fit them the best, you know?
And when you work from home, I guess you're not trying. Did you get that one?
Mm-hmm. The duck is delicious. Nisi donated $10. Congratulations on your growing family. Hashtag Team Blue 1.
Thank you.
Matt, you will make such an awesome dad. I think it's going to be tough, but I'll try my best.
Yeah. Also, something I've been thinking about.
What have you been thinking?
Hope no one takes offense to this.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
It's not. I mean, to me, like it's not an offensive thing. I shouldn't have prefaced it. But I was driving the other day and going through this pregnancy. I'm only in my 2nd trimester. Like, the true heroes are moms. Like, especially those who like have more than one child.
They're true heroes.
They are the true heroes. Like, no joke. We don't give them enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. What?
Funny.
The steak's good.
It's probably like a little overdone, right?
No, it's actually, it doesn't taste it at all.
Yeah, I really do like those pellet grills, guys. I think some of you have questions about them. At first, I didn't like it just because I like a quick grill that you can just turn on and it cooks it really quickly, but I like these more and more, like a Traeger grill.
Yeah.
Yay, boys are the best. Totally knew it, says Vanessa Street, $10 donation. Dang, you guys are donating a ton. CJ Julian, $10 donation. Julie Parker, $20. Thank you, guys.
Guys,
For the
no.
college fund.
we love you. We appreciate it.
We don't need money for the college fund. We appreciate it though, guys.
Yeah. We need to get going on these cases is what we do.
Because these are long, they're elaborate. You guys
Yeah.
got to pay attention here.
Yeah, you definitely have to pay attention. Matt's
Oh.
in particular, I think.
When are we going to tell them the names?
Oh.
The name.
The name we've already picked. I guess closer, right? Because we'll be like getting stuff for the baby room. We'll show it in vlogs, maybe things with his name on it. Okay. Maddie? No.
No.
Okay, someone's guessing a name. I suggested Matt the second, but he's not into that.
No.
Okay. All right. So I'm doing the death of Daniel Morcombe. And he's a 13-year-old child. It's sad. It's always sad when it's anyone, but like especially with children, they're so innocent. They didn't do anything. Okay. Anyway. So Daniel was 13 when he went missing on December 7th, 2003 in Queensland, Australia. My 2nd Australia case. No, my
Yeah.
3rd.
You like Australia.
I
Australia has a lot of weird crimes
I
too.
do, yeah. The day he went missing, both of his parents, Denise and Bruce, were out. It was just him and his 2 brothers, Bradley and Dean. He has a twin brother, Bradley, and then an older brother, Dean. It was just the 3 of them at home. And he had asked his twin brother, Bradley, if he wanted to go to the nearby shopping plaza. It was called Sunshine Plaza. He wanted to get his hair cut. He wanted to buy some Christmas gifts for his parents, but Bradley didn't want to go. So Daniel decides to go off on his own. So right there, I'm just like, come on. Like,
At age 13, you're going to get your own haircuts and shop and stuff?
yeah.
No.
When you're in Australia, this is probably more common than it is in the U.S.
Okay, I would
I
never
feel
do
like
that.
things are very different in Europe and stuff.
Maybe.
At 13, I used to walk to the grocery store. I used to do things.
I walked to the corner store, like the liquor store, and just got candy.
No, I'd walked like a mile away, grocery store with my friend at 13. So he goes to the bus stop and waits. And this is a trip he had taken several times on his own before, so he knew where he was going. It wasn't confusing. He knew exactly the stop. And he left the house just after. And the stop he was at, there's actually a picture online. It's like under a passway. Is that what it's called?
An overpass?
An overpass.
Okay. A little creepy?
Yeah, and it was an unofficial bus stop. So
Okay.
like no bus stop sign, but the bus would always stop there and knew to pick up passengers. So
We got donations. Rachel Wilkos, $2. So happy for your growing family. Congrats.
thank you again. Boy, we're so excited.
Keto for Crohn's. Congratulations. Boys are great. How's keto working for Crohn's?
Yeah.
Give us an update.
I would love to know about that. So he left the house just after lunch, as I mentioned, and he was gonna catch the 1:35 p.m. bus, but the bus never showed up. The bus had actually broken down about 715 meters behind, and there was going to be another bus that was going to replace that one, and it was on its way. But the replacement bus was directed only to pick up the stranded passengers and to go straight to Sunshine Plaza without stopping along the way.
Okay.
However, there was an extra shuttle that was coming slightly behind, like a couple minutes behind the replacement bus to pick up stragglers. So he was going to get picked up. Just like a
It
little...
seems like there's always like these weird little things that happen
I
when these
know.
crimes happen. It's just like, why was the bus
It's just
broken
like
down?
perfect timing.
I know.
Unfortunately. So at...
Vinda06, $20 donation. Thank you.
Thank you,
Vinda Bo.
Vinda. That's so sweet. At 2:15, so again, he left just after lunch. He'd been waiting there probably for 15 or 20 minutes before the 1:35 bus that was missed. So at this point, it's been like almost an hour he's waiting. So at 2:15, Daniel is still waiting, and the replacement bus drives by and signals to him, like, there's another bus on its way to pick you up, like, you're fine. And then at 2:18, so 3 minutes later, the shuttle bus arrives to the stop. Daniel isn't there.
So we got a 3-minute time frame for the disappearance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the replacement bus actually radioed after it saw Daniel to the shuttle and said, hey, there's a little boy at the stop. Definitely pick him up.
Yeah, because when you're like riding on the airport shuttle, they're always just chatting. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we got two in the back, we got two. They're going Spirit. They're doing stuff like that.
You got to entertain it, right?
Yeah.
So as of now, there was that 3-minute window that something happened, and that's what we know at this point. And then later on, people had said that on the bus, like the replacement bus, as they were passing Daniel, that he wasn't the only one at the stop, and there was another man standing behind him. He was like gaunt looking.
Okay.
He had tattoos.
So that's a suspect, of course.
That's the main suspect.
We got a $2 donation, $3 from Just V. Thank you. And 10 from April Turner. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much also for the support of the baby. We're so
Yeah.
excited. And then also when the shuttle bus arrived at 2:18 to the stop to pick up Daniel, the guy who was there that was seen by the other passengers was also gone. So the two people that were there at 2:15 are both gone at 2:18.
So I'm willing to say that's our guy right now.
Yeah. So his parents arrived home around 4:30 and they asked Bradley where his brothers were. Dean was at a friend's, which is totally fine. And Bradley told his parents that Daniel had gone to Sunshine Plaza, but he had not returned yet. So his parents immediately knew something was wrong. It's been 3.5 hours. It's a quick drive to Sunshine Plaza. Like, he should have been home by now. So they call the bus company, and the company tells them about the stranded bus. So his parents think maybe he's stranded somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's totally normal. So they drive the bus route thinking they'll pick him up if he's on the stranded bus, if he's somewhere along the route, but he's nowhere to be found. So at 7:30 p.m. that same day, the same night, Daniel still hasn't returned, so his parents go to the police station to report him missing. But the police, per usual, say they can't do anything just yet. they've got to wait around until morning before they can actually file a police report.
So they went to report him missing at 7?
7:30 p.m.
That's pretty quick.
I would do that
Yeah.
for my 13-year-old
That's
son.
good timing.
Hands down. So they go home as they're told to. They stay up all night. They call everyone they know, and then they return the next morning at 7:30 a.m. to file the missing persons. And and a massive manhunt takes place, goes underway. So helicopters, there's like dogs
Whoa.
sniffing out everything.
The next day?
Yeah, this is immediate.
So that's a good response.
Yeah, this is actually one of the biggest cases in Australia.
Wow.
And they even place a mannequin where he was standing. So like a mannequin that looked like him at the bus stop to like maybe jog people's memory. They would get tips. And this helped because a lot of people did in fact call in with tips saying they saw him waiting. He was drawing in the dirt with a stick, you know, just being a 13-year-old boy. And they also reported seeing that same man standing with Daniel that all the passengers on the first bus, the replacement bus, said they saw.
I like that mannequin idea. I
Yeah.
wonder, they should like run studies on that and see how the conversion rate is.
Yeah, so it's double confirmed that Daniel was there and so was that man.
One sec, we got a $5 donation from Sophie Daly. Thank you for sharing your lives and changing ours. I say this all the time, but I don't think you guys have any idea how much you mean to all of us here. Oh my gosh, guys.
That's so
Thank you.
sweet.
Stacy Thomas, $5 donation. Congratulations. So happy for you both. Both.
Thank you. We're excited, but honestly, you guys have made us made me feel so much better because I am nervous.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
But like most of you guys have done it already, so it's like if you guys can do it and do it well, I could be confident in myself. Okay, sorry, back to the case. So at the site, there was also reported tips of a blue sedan being seen and parked and a white 4x4. And it eventually became a nationwide manhunt. So throughout Australia, not just in Queensland around the Sunshine Coast. The first people that the police looked at were local sex offenders, and there were 39 local to the area at the time Daniel went missing. But they all had alibis or, you know, they didn't seem too suspicious.
Yeah.
So they were all pretty much ruled out.
The sex offenders thing, though, it's like, at least in the U.S., it's really easy to get on the list, from my
In
understanding.
Delaware, just peeing in public.
Yeah. But maybe it's different in Australia.
Yeah, but a lot of these were like actual serious, like had very bad cases against them. So pretty immediately there was a reward of 1 million Australian dollars put up
Whoa.
for Daniel. And then in the years to come, so it was years before a lot of like any other facts came to light, his parents, they were searching nonstop. It really broke up their family. They moved houses. They spent every single penny they had searching for him, putting it towards the manhunt. And then on May 31st, 2009, still nothing being found. The private donations, so out of the million, 750K were private and then 250K were put up by the government. Those expired, and at the same time, an Australian news network reported on Douglas Jackway, and he was a known pedophile in the area. He was known for snatching up little kids, and he also had a blue sedan and tattoos.
Okay, that sounds good.
So the police placed a full-size mannequin of Douglas at the same bus stop, and a lot of calls came in, but they couldn't really link him to Daniel. So nothing really comes out of that. Then,
They really like this mannequin technique in Australia.
yeah, I think I
It
saw
seems
the
good.
picture of the mannequins, and it was pretty good. They put like cones around it, so like you're driving by and you're like, whoa, what's that? Oh, it's, you know. In 2010, the parents demand an inquest take place. I didn't know you could do this. And it ran 7 months, so October 2010 to April 2011, an inquest took place, and over 35 high-risk people were interviewed on the stand in court. And then there was one person in particular, and none of the people, the high-risk people, were revealed, so they were all P1, P2, P3, that's how it went. And this one person, P7, he was the one person out of everyone that really, Denise, the mom, was like, he chilled me to the bone. Like,
That means nothing, though.
there was something off about him.
The mom doesn't have any eyewitness sighting of the guy, right?
And he also matched everything the people who had seen him described. No, she hasn't seen him.
We got a ton of donations rolling in.
God.
Tracy Sell, $5. Thank you for all you do for us.
It's nice that I get a break to eat.
Izioma Abua, $10. Julie Babick, $10. Congrats, you two. You're going to be great parents. Thanks for sharing your lives with us. Your videos have helped me and so many others. We love you guys.
Thank you.
Shade Spencer, $5 donation. Congrats, you guys are awesome. I loves the keto. That's funny. Sherry Hooper, $10 donation. Blessed wishes, Matt Mega and Keto Baby. Huggles, Sherry Hooper.
I love the word huggles.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or maybe it's Huggies. No, it's Huggles. Chef Bay, great news, guys. So happy for you. Hearts, congrats.
Thank you.
You guys are the best.
Okay. So.
Wait, we got one more. Lola M, $5. Congratulations. Thank you for all your keto advice. You've become a big part of my journey. It's nice to also be a part of yours. Heart. Thanks, guys.
It is really, it helps us stay accountable.
Yeah.
For sure. So you guys are a big part of our lives. Okay, so there's this P7 guy. So his name, I don't remember his first name, but Cowan. That's his last name, so we'll refer to him as Cowan. Cowan. So Cowan started targeting children when he was a child himself. This is a little backstory on him. And he would only target kids from 8 to 10 years old. So Daniel was 13, pretty out of his bracket of like range of children. But I think like when, you
make exceptions when it's a great opportunity.
The opportunity strikes, yeah. And then, so after getting out of prison for his second offense of child abuse, and he got out early parole his second offense, and his second offense was disgusting. So I don't know how the laws really work in Australia. He moved in with his aunt and his uncle, who were devout Christians, and he became a Christian himself. And then he actually eventually married a woman who believed that he was a devout Christian, and they have kids together, which is gross.
Oh, this story's coming back to me a little bit, I think.
So they eventually get divorced, but his wife gets full custody of the children, so that's fantastic to know that.
Does the wife know about his history?
Slightly.
Okay.
Not too much. And Cowan was first questioned in December after Daniel's disappearance, and at the time he was still married to his wife. He owned a 4x4, a white one, and matched the description of the man standing at the stop with Daniel and had tattoos. But at the time of the questioning, he had a solid alibi and said that he had returned home at 2:30 p.m. after spending an hour at a friend's picking up mulch for his yard.
That's kind of shaky.
Yeah.
Seems shaky to me.
Yeah. There was DNA samples taken of him, and his car was swept, and nothing was found. The police go ahead, and this is great investigation, I think, also on the police's part. They go ahead and they start speaking to the mulch guy, because like, why not confirm it?
Gotta confirm the alibi.
And the mulch guy said, the friend said, Cowan was only there for 15 minutes, not a full hour. So we have 45 minutes. Where was he? Weird. So he was actually re-interviewed again in July of 2005, and that's when he admits that when he was driving home from picking up the mulch, he saw the stranded bus.
Okay.
He didn't saw Daniel, but he saw the stranded bus, so he drove the route at least Daniel was on.
But sometimes when you start giving these small admissions,
yeah,
that's like a telltale sign.
Yeah. And then in September 2006, he's interviewed again. And he said he at the time he was really nervous when he was first interviewed, and he said like, I didn't want to implicate myself or my friend who's a drug dealer, but I was at my drug dealer's house, and I went to pick up drugs from her during that unaccounted time. And then when they questioned the drug dealer, she couldn't remember. Her name was Denise. No, her name was we'll just skip her name, Sandra or something. Drug dealer. Yeah. She couldn't remember the exact date. And it's like, yeah, it's a random Sunday 3 years ago. You don't remember what you're doing if you're a drug dealer. So let's go back to the inquest. So when these 35 high-risk people were interviewed, she happened to be one of them. And the drug dealer was questioned on the stand and said that her and her boyfriend normally went to the casino most Sundays for years on end. This was common practice for them. And she even had a loyalty card and she found out from the casino using the loyalty card that she was there on that particular Sunday Daniel went missing from 1:30 to 2:30.
Okay, so he's lying.
So she couldn't have given him drugs and they couldn't have met up.
Yeah.
So this is where Cowan's story starts to unravel. But police don't have anything to pin against him, so they have to let him fly back home. So after all the Daniel stuff went down, he was nervous, so he moved to Perth, which is another place in Australia, lived with his uncle and aunt, got married, started his life there. So he flies back home, and on his flight back home, his companion's passenger, they start to chat. His name is Joe. And they find
random guy? You never met him before? Okay.
No. They start to chat and they find out they have a lot in common as career criminals. So this is just something to know. So when he flies back to Perth, he's under so much pressure and he's so panicked about all of this, he changes his name and he changes it to Shadow Nunya Hunter. Terrible name, but people make those choices. And he also lost his job. So he gets in contact with Joe, this criminal passenger from the plane, and becomes part of a crime gang. And he's introduced to Paul, who is the boss, and he started by giving a small amount of jobs, because everything with this gang, they continue to put emphasis on trust and loyalty. Like, we trust each other, we're loyal, we have to be honest at all times. So they give him these small jobs because they want him to build his trust and his respect.
That's
that
all
makes
gangs.
sense. Yeah.
That's a standard gang operating procedure.
So he starts making a lot of money. So he starts living a more lavish life.
And how long
Obviously.
down the road are we talking? Is this a year down the road from?
This is 2006.
So 3 years after the disappearance?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he starts making a lot of money, like I said. He starts living a lavish life. But what he never realizes, and this is the best part about it, and it's in Australia, is that this wasn't a criminal gang, but a massive police operation.
I feel like if you're a criminal and you can't really distinguish that, you're probably not a good criminal, right?
No, they do it really well, though.
They do.
This was 35 police officers pretending to be a
That seems
gang.
like a lot of resources for this one guy.
But that's why it was such a big thing, this child missing. So it's a very controversial technique, and it's illegal in the U.S. to do that, obviously. Or not obviously, but for a good reason, right? Because it's easy to get someone to confess.
Because you confess to things that you didn't actually do to try to prove yourself to the gang.
Yeah, and it's easy to be coerced into doing something.
So even if you're just accused of abducting this child, maybe when you're with the gang, it's yeah, I abducted a child.
I want to stay in this gang, so you'll confess. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where it could go wrong. That's why it's illegal in the U.S., but it's used in Canada, it's used in Australia, and probably in other European countries, let's be honest.
In Canada? I know there's a case on Netflix that was in Canada.
That's where it originated.
Oh, okay.
So on August 4th, 2011, so this is what? 8 years later?
Yeah.
8 years later, Paul picks up Cowan for a business meeting to meet Cray. And Cray is supposedly, oh my God, Miley back there. Cray is supposedly a corrupt cop that they work with, but he's just really an undercover cop. And Cray says that there's a subpoena out for Cowan's arrest, and he needs to report in court. So this is not true, but they're lying, obviously.
This is crazy.
And a lot of the gang was about trust and honesty, like I said. So Paul kept pushing Cowan, saying, nothing can come back on us, and that he had to be honest. Did he do something? Is there some reason the subpoena's actually warranted? So, a massive job for Cowan comes up. So it's been several years. He's built the trust, and he thinks this makes sense. So he thought there was $1 million ecstasy import coming into the country, and he had to pick it up. Very exciting, right? On their way to pick it up, Paul the boss, gets a call from the head guy, Arnold. And Arnold says, hey, I want to talk to Cowan, bring him down. So they ditch the trip, they go to meet Arnold, and Arnold starts to question Cowan. And again, remember, undercover agent.
Yeah.
About the death of Daniel, and continues to say, I don't care what you did, but we have to trust you, and I need to help you move the body. I need to help you fix this. We have ways to like get the subpoena cleared. Like we'll do whatever it takes to clear your name.
I like that they at least need the body in this instance.
Yeah, of course you do, right? So Cowan loved being a part of the gang. Obviously, the money, the camaraderie, like it was what he wanted to do, but he didn't confess. So like originally he denies everything. Good.
So they're just dumping millions down like this false lead, it seems like at this point.
Yeah, what could be. So Arnold eventually threatens to drop Cowan from the group if anything comes back on them. So this actually makes Cowan confess and crack because he wants to be in the group. So
what does he say?
So he says he was driving back from getting the mulch from his friends and he sees Daniel on the side of the road. So he parks his car at a nearby church and walks up to the stop pretending to be waiting for the bus. He tells Daniel, so he realized there's this quick time frame and he has to make his move right then because the one bus is coming. So he tells Dee he's heading to Sunshine Plaza and offers a ride. So he tells Daniel he's heading to Sunshine Plaza and offers a ride. So Daniel willingly walks to Cohen's car and gets in. Cohen drives 30 minutes out to an abandoned house and asks Daniel if he wants to come in for water. So Daniel goes in with him, a little panicked, and then once he gets into the house, realizing it's abandoned, he freaks out, which freaks out Cohen. So remember, he's used to 8 to 10-year-olds. So 13-year-olds are like smart, they kind of know what's going on, I would say. So this freaks out Cohen. So Cohen wraps his arms around Daniel's throat, strangles him to death. He puts him in his...
Continue.
Where is he? Sorry, guys. Bring him over here. We'll give him some paneer. So after choking Daniel, after strangling him, Joyce, come here. He puts him in his car, drives him to a secluded area, and then drags him to an embankment. Really doesn't cover him up. Sorry. This is our life even without YouTube Live. Just bring him over here. Let him sit with us and watch. So he doesn't really do much to cover him up. He puts him in a little shallow water. He covers him up with some mud and a blanket. And then he said he went back a week later, but not much was left. Like the weather had taken its toll. And so what was left, he split up the bones and then he buried them. And that was it. But this confession wasn't enough to pin anything on him.
That doesn't even sound legitimate. In a week, the body doesn't dissolve.
I agree. But moving forward, Arnold tells Cohen he's going to, he has to fly back to Queensland with Paul to show him where the body is, and then they will take it from there. So Cohen's an idiot and agrees, and he complies. He goes back to Queensland with Paul, shows them where the body was and where it's buried, and then when he returns back to the car, like they leave this crime scene, the police are waiting to arrest him.
Do they find bones and stuff though?
No.
Okay.
They just arrest him. They have like reasonable doubt, and then they start the excavation. And when he's arrested, he smiles. So like the other 2 times he was arrested, he also smiled. He's like a creep.
Okay.
Obviously.
So I want to analyze this situation.
Analyze?
Oh my gosh. Analyze this situation. It sounds to me like the cops hitched their wagon to a bad lead, poured millions and millions of dollars down the drain, a 35-man sting operation, and now they're just by any means necessary getting this confession. It doesn't matter if he's guilty or innocent. They're too invested. And we have tons of donations. Stacy Green, $15.
Thank you, Stacy.
Been following you two for over a year. You've helped change my life. You guys are like family. So happy for you both. Thanks for all you do, Stacy. $5 Miranda Phoner. I'm so excited for you. I'm visiting the Keto Bakery next week because of you two. Can't wait.
Yay!
Let us know how you like it. Line Girl 1, $10 donation. Hi from Hamilton, Ontario. So happy and excited for you. Congrats. Hope to see many more updates. You rock. Been doing keto for 3 weeks with the Carb Manager app and lost almost 9 pounds already.
Whoa, nice.
Killing it. And then I think we might have a record breaker over here. $50 from Tiffany French. I want to sponsor a video. The next time you guys do one like the I just started keto 100 questions. I think that was really awesome of you guys to help someone who was struggling and needed straightforward info. Send me a total. Oh, you don't need to sponsor one, but yeah, we can do more response videos like that if you find it beneficial.
Yeah.
But thank you for the huge donation.
I know.
Dang. Eli Jackhammer, $10 donation. Murder She Freaking 8. Pow pow. Y'all are the best. You two have helped me more than you will ever know on my keto journey.
I love the pow pow.
Tyneal Michelle. Oh, that's a cool name. Tyneal. $6 a. Maybe that's Australian dollars. Oh yeah, it is. Sending
Yay!
congratulations and love from Australia.
We're doing an Australian case. I wonder what the conversion is. To the $1 million. Okay.
We got more info still?
Yeah. So.
Dang, this is a long one.
So Cowan's eventually charged with the murder, kidnap, indecent treatment of child, and mistreatment of a corpse. And over the investigation of the area he laid out for them, they found Daniel's shoes and bone fragments that were confirmed to be Daniel's. And when Cowan appeared in court, he actually pleaded not guilty, which is weird. But because the defense argued that Douglas Jackway, remember that guy, the first guy that was the actual person who hurt Daniel, not Cowan, and that the confession was coerced, so it shouldn't be held up. But the jury came back guilty, and he got life in prison. So this is a murder that was solved.
And it seems like he did it, if there was actually bones found.
He definitely did it.
Okay. That's it.
That was it?
I thought it was going to be more of a mystery. So I totally misdiagnosed that one midway through. I thought he was innocent.
Which is good. Got you on your toes. This paneer's good.
It is really good.
I only want to eat the paneer.
This is a good way to do it too, right? Just smoked on the grill like that. And if you guys want to try finding paneer, they sometimes have it at Costco, and they always have it at Indian grocery stores.
Yeah, for really cheap at Indian grocery stores.
What do you guys think about that case? That one's not really too open-ended.
But
man, some people saying the sound is off again. I gotta figure that out.
about that last case, what I think is really fascinating is that tactic of like the crime gang, like ploying them and coercing them is legal.
Yeah.
I feel like they would get so many more people if that was legal, but also a lot more research would be wasted, and they'd probably get innocent people.
You get a lot more innocent people with that, for sure.
Yeah.
Someone said cancer-free to the shock of my doctors.
Oh my gosh, yay, congratulations.
Whoa. What's with the murder thing? Just something we do on Wednesdays. $10 or $5 donation from Nat the Brat. Congrats, guys. Best wishes of health. XO.
Thank you.
I feel like I should just dive into mine real quick here because we're already up against the ending time. But my case, this is a blockbuster case here, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Are you ready? Since we announced that our baby is a boy, I thought I would do a baby case. One of my favorite cases, most interesting cases, the disappearance of baby Lisa. And I'm going to say baby Lisa as many times as possible during the telling of this case because that's part of the fun.
He
Baby
used to
Lisa.
say it all the time. We would just be like hanging out and be like, baby Lisa. And I was like,
What do you think happened to baby Lisa?
You're so weird.
Okay, so the names get a little confusing here because you're essentially dealing with like a trailer park type scenario where neighbors are in and out of the house a lot. There's a mom and dad who are not married and have children with separate spouses in the past. So it's like a lot of names, but I'll try to make it simple here. Okay. So Jeremy Irwin, father, returns home from work a little before 4 a.m. Front door is unlocked. Baby Lisa, his 10-month-old daughter, is missing from her crib. They immediately believed she was kidnapped. The parents, to this day, believe she is still alive. Where is baby Lisa?
We've already heard baby Lisa like 17 times. I'm sorry. It's not funny that she's missing, but he just loves saying it.
That's the dramatic intro. So this happened on October 3rd, 2011. Big case. I think this was on Nancy Grace.
Yeah.
Is it Nancy Grace or Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew.
Grace. No. Nancy Drew's a book, right? I think it's Nancy Grace.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. But this is a big case. So let's go through the timeline.
Okay.
It's early October in Kansas City, Missouri, a few weeks before baby Lisa's first birthday. And we're talking like outskirts of Kansas City, Missouri, not right in the city. At 2:30 p.m. the day of the disappearance, Jeremy Irwin, this is her father, returns home from a shift at his day job as an electrician. He has a meal, gets home at 2:30, has a meal, plays with baby Lisa.
How old is she?
She's 10 months old.
Okay.
Baby Lisa's 10. He has a meal, plays with baby Lisa, his son from another marriage, and his wife's son from another marriage. So there's 3 children in that household, 2 from separate marriages, and then the 1 love child, baby Lisa.
And how old are they?
They are under 4, but age is not really given.
Okay.
So they're pretty young.
Doesn't matter so much.
Okay. And the mother's name is Deborah Bradley. I'm just going to go with Jeremy and Deborah, and I'll probably just say mom and dad a lot. So at 4:30 p.m., 2 hours later, Deborah and her brother, so the mother and now there's a third person, a brother, they go to the supermarket to buy baby food and boxed wine. Classic shopping trip. Baby food and boxed wine.
Box wine was great.
I love boxed wine.
Me too.
They appear on surveillance camera at the grocery store, so this is a pinpoint sighting. Not that it's that important. But at this time, the next door neighbor, this is alleged, the next door neighbor checks on baby Lisa at 4:45.
So they have like a buddy system going on?
No, it's like the next door neighbor, they're just hanging all night that night was the plan.
Okay.
So next door neighbor is probably at the house, they leave, she's still there.
Okay.
So this is important because there is a confirmed sighting at 4:45 from a member outside of the house. And the plan for the night is some casual neighborhood drinking. That's what it seems like. And you'll quickly learn that the parenting is really not up to par in this situation. It's actually criminal negligence, in my opinion. But, so it's a Monday. Remember, guys, this is a Monday night. And in the house that night, you have baby Lisa. You have Deborah, the mother. You have her son, her husband's son. You have a neighbor, and then the neighbor has a 4-year-old daughter.
3 kids, 3 adults, baby Lisa.
But the dad is at work. Okay, you'll learn about that in a minute. The dad eventually goes on a night shift.
Okay. Jody Donlan, thank you for the $15 donation. I've lost 50 pounds and down 2 meds thanks to you both. Congratulations. Getting off meds is such a great feeling.
Around 5:30 p.m., Deborah, the mother, and her brother return from the store. They got the baby food, they got the boxed wine. Jeremy, the father, takes on a last-minute electrical job at the local Starbucks, and he leaves. And that's a hard-working guy. He came home at 2:30, and now he's leaving at 6:30 for another job.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So dad's gone. Now it's just the 2 mothers at home with the 4 children. 30 minutes later, Samantha returns, and her 4-year-old reportedly sees baby Lisa also. So now you have 2 confirmed sightings of baby Lisa alive that night from outsiders.
Okay.
But they're close to the family still. At 6:40 p.m., Deborah puts Lisa to bed. So this is the mother, puts Lisa to bed at 6:40. The children play inside while Deborah and Samantha, the 2 adults, sit on the front porch smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. This is a Monday night.
Seems pretty straightforward.
You'll see where this goes though. In this time, a young man named Shane goes out onto the next door porch to smoke a cigarette, and the two women have never seen him before, so they call him over and they want to chat a little bit. And he's actually visiting his grandparents who live at that house, so he's like new in the area.
How old is he?
He's like, it doesn't say, but I think mid-20s.
Okay.
He goes over to the house. He never sees them actually pouring alcohol, but it's very obvious to him that they've been drinking.
Okay.
And he talks with them for 90 minutes, then he goes in. They each reportedly consume between 5 and 10 glasses of wine. And this is in the first report to police, probably downplaying the amount of wine they actually drank, I would say.
5 to 10 per person? Maybe like closer to 10?
Probably
Which
10
make it-
plus, yeah.
Of glasses? That's a lot. But yeah, I guess that's possible.
Yeah, this is where the criminal negligence comes in. At 10:30 p.m., Deborah Bradley, this is the mother, she thinks she turns off the lights. Now, this is all things that are not 100% confirmed because she's blackout drunk. So she thinks she turns off the lights and goes to sleep. The boys fall asleep in her bed, and she's responsible for 3 children under the age of 4, and she's blacking out into bed. So the 2 boys fall asleep in bed with her. Baby Lisa's door is closed, she thinks. She thinks she locked the front door. None of this can be confirmed. And Samantha, the neighbor, stays on the front porch until 11:30, about another hour, chatting with the neighbor. No one notices anything out of the ordinary. 3:30 a.m., as we mentioned, Jeremy arrives home. He expected to get home much earlier. He was expecting like midnight, but the work just took a lot longer. And he sees a window screen damaged. The front door is unlocked. The lights are on. The computer room window is open. And he's like kind of mad because money's tight and the lights are on. And his wife's been drinking all night. So of course, you're like...
And he was working, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get mad at that. And he also walks into the bedroom and there's a stray kitten that apparently Deborah has like taken in.
Okay. That's more money.
Yeah. So Deborah's awoken and then she realizes she never checked on baby Lisa. And it's 3:30 a.m. She went to bed, passed out, blackout drunk at 10:30. I feel like you're still getting some residuals, right? You're probably still a little drunk.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So she immediately goes to check on the crib and it's empty. Baby Lisa's gone. Jeremy runs to Samantha's house, the next door neighbor, and does not find Lisa anywhere because maybe, she just took Lisa for the night for some weird reason.
Yeah.
It's also discovered, oddly, that the family's 3 cell phones are missing. And they're usually left on a specific counter. When he finds this, he immediately dials 911, calls in the missing baby.
From his work phone.
From his work phone, yes. An Amber Alert is quickly put out. And a lot of times, Amber Alerts are good, but a lot of times it also it produces like a lot of eyewitness things that are a little suspect because people are on high alert and they all think they saw something then.
Yeah.
In the following days, the police would search the family's home, much of the homes in the neighborhood. They would drain the sewers, search the nearby fields. No trace of baby Lisa has ever been found. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, that new neighbor, Shane.
Tell me where your head's at right now. You're thinking just like...
But why would he take a baby?
That's the thing. Why would you take a baby? The one thing is... Usually babies that are this young, it's because you actually want a baby. It's not like sex
That's
trafficking.
what I was thinking. I was like, maybe he has a girlfriend who like just lost a baby. And he was like, the way I'll make it better is by taking someone else's and pretending it's ours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we got some additional info. At 1 p.m. the day of the disappearance, a neighborhood handyman and just a generally unsavory person. He's like known, he's just like a career small-time criminal. His name's John Tanko. He's been turning on sprinklers at a yard in the neighborhood because that person's out of town, so he's just like the sprinkler guy. So he turns on the sprinklers at 1 p.m. that day, the day of the disappearance. And the sprinklers remain on all day until 11 p.m.
So everything's flooded.
Yeah, the entire yard is flooded. But that gives you some time frame because we're assuming this guy, neighborhood criminal, turned on the sprinklers at 1, so he's in the area at 1 p.m. And then at 11 p.m., when the crime may have taken place, around that time, the sprinklers are turned off. So he's in the area again. At 11:57 p.m., someone attempted to make a phone call from one of the 3 missing phones to a person named Megan Wright.
Was it pinned where the call was made from?
The phones were pinged to the cell phone tower closest to the house.
Okay, so at what time?
11:57.
So shortly after baby Lisa would have likely been taken.
Theoretically, yes. And Megan Wright does not know the family at all. And they did phone records a year back. There was no call ever made between the family and Megan Wright either way. At 12:15 a.m., a neighbor was getting into his car to go to work. And these people are just working night shifts, it seems like, a lot in this area. And saw a man carrying a baby.
Wait, so Megan Wright's just out?
We'll get to Megan Wright
Okay.
again. So at 12:15 a.m., a separate neighbor gets in his car on his way to work and sees a man carrying a baby. And this eyewitness sighting is corroborated by his wife, who was standing in the kitchen window, like seeing him off. She saw the man too.
A lot of people are saying the baby accidentally died and the parents got rid of it. The baby.
Decent theory.
Yeah.
The path taken by the man who they saw with the baby went through the sprinkler house. So it was extremely muddy. So there's all these footprints of the person walking through the sprinkler house. And the prints were taken. They never really found much. John Tanko, the neighborhood criminal guy, was quote unquote dating Megan Wright at the time.
He was a sprinkler guy.
And the sprinkler guy.
Okay.
And the neighborhood criminal. And he was dating Megan Wright, the person who was called from the phones.
So that would make sense.
But he wasn't actually dating Megan Wright. It was like he was like obsessively in love with her. She didn't consider herself to be dating him. And they had like a troubled history. And like there wasn't just like a normal relationship.
Maybe she couldn't have children and he thought like he could win her over by taking a baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Joyce, no. Be a good boy.
And the path taken leads directly to Megan Wright's house. So I can actually pull up here real quickly for you guys a little neighborhood map. You guys seeing this? So we got baby Lisa's house. This is where the witness was seeing the man walking with the baby. So the assumed path is like this. And then this is the house that Tanko guy was working at. And then
That's the sprinkler house?
And then we'll get to this dumpster fire here in a minute. Okay, so someone attempted to activate the internet browser on the phones 5 times that night. At 2:27 a.m., there's a dumpster fire in a parking lot near the Irwin's home. That's baby Lisa's home. 2 weeks earlier, Megan Wright's car was set on fire in that same parking lot, and it's like pretty assumed that is something that John is it
Yeah,
John?
so she denied him and he set her car on fire
Yeah.
with anger.
John Tanko, it's like they didn't convict him or there wasn't evidence on him setting the car on fire, but everyone knows he did it basically.
That sucks. Your car is on fire?
Yeah.
Oh.
At 3:17 and 3:32 a.m., someone attempted to check the phone voicemails. And then at 4:10
Not very smart. Just continuously using the phone in whatever way possible.
Yeah. At 4:10 a.m., a man on a motorcycle says he saw a man carrying a baby along the 2-lane highway. And that's pretty much the timeline there.
Oh, that's a man on a motorcycle sees a baby. Why would he lie? Who knows? But that's also just like 4:10 a.m. It's dark.
Yeah.
Maybe he was carrying a sack of potatoes.
That's less credible of a sighting than the first one. The first one's like a pretty sure thing. And there's some additional info. We'll just go to these and we can get into theories and stuff. Credit card numbers were stolen, not the cards. So this is kind of unsuspecting. They stole the numbers on the credit cards and attempted to purchase an online fake birth certificate 1 month after the disappearance date with the stolen credit card numbers.
So baby Lisa was alive and they wanted her credit card.
That or
Not her credit card, her birth certificate.
that or the parents are trying to cover their tracks by doing something that they would never really do.
Get her birth certificate?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they ever do that?
It's a fake birth certificate.
Oh.
Hey, Julius, come on. And a big thing, a lot of people put a lot of weight in this, but it's kind of unconfirmed. There's a cadaver dog that alarmed at an area in the parents' bedroom.
So like she could have died there.
Yeah. But that is by no means like a confirmed hit. But the dog definitely alerted. And that's most of all that I got. And then the one question I just have in all of this is, what is the one true confirmed last sighting of baby Lisa? And the answer is really nothing outside of those sightings that are from friends of the family.
The one friend that was drinking who said she saw. The
Yeah.
mom didn't check on her after that at all?
Not before bed. The mom put her in bed at 6:40, according to her.
Oh, so the mom was the last one to see.
Yeah, the mom was the very last one.
Brittany Brooks, $2 donation. Can we see the baby bump? Well, I guess if you're paying for it. And I just filled my belly with food, so it's perfect. Julius, move.
What do you guys think?
Go. I'm gonna stand up.
What do you guys think about this case? It's pretty bumpy, right?
Yeah. In the morning, it's not so bumpy, but right now it's pretty bumpy.
So the theories. Theory number 1, of course, abduction.
But why?
Yeah,
Just
why would
like
you steal
to
a
sell the
baby?
baby, to have a baby.
Maybe for some weird, deranged reason, like with the relationship. That's all I can really think.
If it was Tony,
Because he's probably not 100% in his right mind. He's probably
he set a
thinking,
car on fire.
yeah, he's probably thinking like, hey, I'll take this baby and we'll run off together, me and Megan. That type of stuff, you know?
Yeah. He got a toy.
Oh. Theory 2 would be a cover-up by the mom only. And this would be like accidental death, like I went to bed and just laid on my baby and killed her because I was blackout drunk.
So she convinced someone to take the baby. Because there's all these sightings.
Either convinced someone to take it or just disposed of it somehow.
Well, what about these sightings? We're just not putting any credibility on those?
I mean, you got to put some weight in them, but in most theories that the mom did it, I think you have to just discount a lot of the sightings, yeah. It could just be like a dad with a baby also.
Yeah. On the highway? Yeah, I guess.
And, yeah. Another theory...
Probably more of a mom cover-up than like a dad cover-up. Because he seemed like he worked, he cared.
Yeah. Another theory is, you remember the neighbor was chatting with them for 90 minutes and he said, Shane, he never saw them pouring alcohol, but she said she drank 5 to 10 glasses of wine. How does that really equate, right? If you're not pouring a glass of wine in 90 minutes, you're not getting to 10 glasses on the night.
Are they just drinking out the bag?
No, that's the thing. So another theory is baby Lisa died at some point earlier that day, maybe even the previous day. And the whole drunken thing was like more of a cover-up. They weren't really drinking, or at least the mom wasn't.
I feel like if you accidentally kill your child, you're also going to drink a lot because you're depressed or upset.
But if you're trying to cover up, you don't want to be drinking, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then number 3 would be a family cover-up that involved the dad. That seems potentially likely, but I think I put more stock in it just being the mom doing the cover-up.
Yeah, me too.
But overall, I think it's kind of a toss-up between the abduction and the mom cover-up. I just don't see a lot of incentive for the abduction unless it's just kind of like a crazy guy doing crazy things.
Yeah. Poor baby Lise.
You guys got ideas here? Not a lot of theories going on. You guys care a lot about the baby.
Yeah, was the box of wine checked? That was a question I had in the beginning.
No, but they went back out for more alcohol. I missed that bullet point.
The younger kids confirmed seeing baby?
They're really young. But
Yeah, a 4-year-old's not going to remember much, right?
I think it would. But yeah, there's not a lot of data on what the kids said.
Was it confirmed Shane was truly the neighbor's grandson? That's a good question.
I assume so. They probably killed the baby and then had everyone lie about it being alive. Yeah, that's definitely possible. But the more people you involve in a cover-up like that, the less likely it is to really stand the test of time.
Yeah. The fake birth certificate to give the baby a new identity. That's what I was thinking. Like she's alive, and they want to just change her name and everything.
Oh, even the parents? Yeah, the parents could have done that too.
Was the father's alibi checked out? He was actually working at Starbucks?
Yeah, father's alibi checks out.
Huh. Yeah, a lot, yeah, doesn't seem like the police did much.
I'm not sure how the police worked the case. The police, there's, like with all cases, the police are like believed to be incompetent for the most part. I think the arguments are they focused on the family too much at the start. But I think that's where you should kind of focus at the start.
Yeah, I would say so for sure, especially with such a young child. Like, if drinking is involved, like it doesn't make sense that she would just randomly be kidnapped.
Understandably, lie detectors don't hold up in court, but did the family take a test? Yeah. The mom took a test, and apparently she passed it, but the cops, when interrogating her, told her she failed it, and then used that against her, which I think that's not legal, probably.
What year was it?
2011.
Yeah.
But she passed the test.
Someone had a good point. Oh, who was using the cell phones?
Who was using the cell phones in that scenario? Yeah.
Unless like she was walking away from the apartment and pretending to use the cell phone, like she was checking her voicemail anyway.
There's a really far-fetched theory that maybe just like sometimes when on rare cases like this, the stars just align and something weird happens. So like maybe mom is covering up baby Lisa's death, and then what's the guy's name? Tanko,
yeah.
the bad guy, the criminal guy. He's just like always kind of in the neighborhood, like taking things, take stuff here, take stuff here. Oh, windows open, take a pie, that type of thing.
Take a pie.
Maybe she was gone, covering up the baby, disposing of the body. He went in and grabbed the phones. That's like probably, low percentage.
Yeah.
But it could have happened.
Maria Balin, thank you so much for the donation.
I feel like the mother killed her accidentally, then covered it up. The only reason I'm leaning so much towards that is that's what happens 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And this mother is so clearly incompetent. She's drinking 10 glasses of wine when she has 3 children she's responsible for on the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
I know. What? I had something I totally forgot.
Late on this, congratulations on your baby boy.
Thank you so much. We're so excited. Miley's going to be such a good big sister.
In 22 years, we'll be sitting courtside at an NBA game for our child.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Hey.
Miley. Oh my gosh.
Similar case to Madeline McCann. Kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
A lot of sightings. Yeah, never anything.
Fingerprints? No, not really.
I feel like the cops didn't really. Maybe they just like sort of dismissed it because of the it was a trailer park and like there was drinking involved, so they're just like we don't. I know they don't put a lot of effort into some cases because of that.
This one gained national notoriety like immediately, so it was a lot of effort put in. They did check the dumpster and they didn't find anything baby related.
That's a rough one.
We got a new car today.
Yeah.
We're going to pick it up after this.
Pick it up. We upgraded. Well, we just got a bigger car because now we're going to need it. Do not.
Miley. Was the mother given a blood alcohol test? I don't think so, no.
And for those coming in late, we have a little boy on the way. We got our blue balloon. We actually got the funniest picture. What is it called? Ultrasound picture.
It's not that funny.
Oh my god, I loved it. So it was the angle of like if he was sitting flat on a glass table and you're looking up. So you saw his little legs and then you saw his little wee wee. And I was like, oh my god. So it was like definitely confirmed. Because I know a girl, like her baby was like, they don't know if it's a boy or a girl because the baby's hiding. Like you can't see if it's a boy or a girl. So So I think it's funny.
We ended up getting a Ford Explorer. Julius.
Oh, your mom to 4 boys? Oh my gosh.
How do you like it?
How do I like what?
4 boys.
Oh yeah, how do you like 4 boys? I feel like that's what I always felt like I wanted, but now I think it'd be nice to have both.
I think Mega seems like the mother of boys.
I do, because I'm like, just more like, hey, watch it. It's your room. I feel like with boys it's easier to do that.
Ford Explorer, white. I don't remember what the model is.
Yeah, don't, what, you're gonna give our license and our VIN number next? But yeah, it's white. You guys will see it. I think we're gonna be vlogging our travels. Oh my gosh.
Miley.
Sorry, I know it's like,
what are you doing?
but we're gonna definitely, you'll see it.
She wants her food. Here. The raw food has really been helping Miley, guys.
Yeah.
Her sinuses and stuff.
You gave her that nice bowl from China?
Yeah, she needs a flat bowl.
My friend sent me a bowl from China, and now it's used for raw food for Miley.
The neighbor lady had access to the cell phones and the credit card numbers. That's true.
Would she take the baby phone?
Did anyone check her phone to see if she had called the criminal's girlfriend? I assume the police check all those kind of connections, but that might have slipped through the cracks. Who knows? Any name options? We have a name settled on, I think.
We do.
Could anything change our mind?
Probably not.
Yeah, we got
I
our
think
name.
it's perfect. We'll definitely share it soon. I think when we start, like, because I feel like it's still early. It's probably, I'm halfway there, but I feel like we still got some time. So once we start doing the room, that'll be fun to share. What's the best sauerkraut at Whole Foods? Boobies?
I don't think Bubby's is the best. Bubby's you get the most for the money. But the one that's local to Georgia, they have these Ancient Awakening brand ones. Those are my favorite.
Where do we get the raw food? Just at a local pet store. We get Answers brand.
People steal babies to sell them to families that want to adopt? How much
Yeah,
does a baby go
I
for?
know.
How much do you
Probably
think a
is
baby costs?
like $50K.
$50,000 for a human life. That's cheap. That's super cheap,
Well,
isn't it?
if you're stealing and selling babies,
It's got to be a couple hundred. Oh, I guess it's like black market prices though.
yeah, I wouldn't think it's. I don't know though for sure.
Someone said Casey for the name.
I do like that,
It's not bad.
Casey.
Congrats, I'm a mom of 5 boys. It takes a lot of energy.
Oh,
But they can
man.
all use like hand-me-downs and like stuff like that. Aren't those the benefits?
Yeah. Poor like 5th boy though. First boy is living it up.
Tiffany French said a baby's gonna run you $200K. A human heart
Wow.
goes for $450 on the black market.
Kidneys go for like 2 something, right?
I think human hearts probably go for more than a baby though, right? Because human hearts are preserving your own life. Baby's just like, I want something for myself.
Yeah. Jessica Shelton, thank you for the donation. Hey guys, thanks for sharing your lives and your mornings with us. So happy for your new addition to the KC fam. Big love from the Ozarks. Cool. People live in the coolest places. Like if I was like, yeah, I live in the Ozarks. I also, have you seen the show? I know it's probably not like at all related to like the Ozarks area.
We didn't even finish the show.
I got halfway through the 2nd season. I loved the 1st season. The 2nd really didn't get me as much.
Congratulations, I have 3 boys. Love being a boy mom. Is that a real term people use? Like, hey, I'm a boy mom.
Yeah, hashtag boy mom.
That's cool. Or girl mom.
David is Matthew's middle name.
Yes, it is.
Someone said David for a boy's name.
No, we're going a little crazier with the names. We're not going Michael, David, Greg,
It's not that
John,
crazy.
Jeff.
No offense to you guys. Do a Whole Foods top 10 again.
I don't think the top 10's changed all that much, but yeah, we can do
Hauls
one
one of my
too.
favorite videos.
Okay, we haven't done one of those in a while. We should do
Yeah,
another
we gotta
one.
find. Maybe we'll find a new grocery in Savannah.
Okay, maybe.
All right, we should call it though. We got some things to do.
All right, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow morning if you're on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining and for supporting. And now you guys know. So.
Baby.
Boy.
Hashtag boy moms.
Hashtag boy mom.